Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and this is Katrina Reads. So I'm back to talk about some more of my favorite series. This time I'm going to talk about an urban fantasy series, a paranormal romance series, a cozy mystery series, and I don't know what, I think it's going to be speculative fiction, a speculative fiction trilogy, which is this last one. So a little bit more variety this time, not just urban fantasy. The first one being The Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. Let me read you the first description. Probationary Constable Peter Grant dreams of being a detective in London's Metropolitan Police. Too bad his superior plans to assign him to the Case Progression Union, where the biggest threat he'll face is a paper cut. But Pete's prospects change in the aftermath of a puzzling murder when he gains exclusive information from an eyewitness who happens to be a ghost. Peter's ability to speak with the lingering dead brings him to the attention of Detective Chief Inspector Thomas Nightingale, who investigates crime involving magic and other manifestations of the canny. Now, as a wave of brutal and bizarre murders engulfs the city, Peter is plunged into a world where the gods and goddesses mingle with mortals and long-dead evil is making a comeback on the rising tide of magic. I feel like I've described this in a video before, but it is that good. You're not gonna nap? You're not gonna let me do my video? She chewed her collar off, so that's why it's hanging like that. Okay, so what I was saying was, it feels like I've talked about this series, but just in case, I don't remember. But River of London, it's... First of all, I listened to all of them on audio, and they should be listened on audio. Let me look up the narrator. I only know him through these, but he does an amazing job. He does all the different accents that show up in, like there's not the one or two accents that those of us here in America think. We think either if somebody sounds like the Queen or somebody it sounds like Dick Van Dyke, right? But Peter sounds different than Nightingale, and Nightingale sounds different than some of the Jamaican British people and some of the gods. Like, because it's such a multicultural world, they come from, there's Nigerians, there's Jamaican people, there's just, all the different parts of just London. It's so rich. There's Indian people, they're all just fully realized, and I feel like I've told this story before. That's what's made I'm having deja vu, but I remember before my Twitter was hacked that I remember writing to him and saying that his black women sounded so authentic that he must have been married to a black woman or dated one or had some really good research or beta readers or something. And he just sent back a winky emoji. Come to find out, I think, the wife, the mother of his son is black. His son is mixed. So, and then I got a total image of like, oh, okay, this is how Peter is described. His son is how Peter is described. So I thought that was cute. I don't think that I have had a fully realized fictional crush before hearing the guy who, let me get his name. Narrator's name is Kobna Holbrook Smith. He does an amazing job. His voice is wonderful. And like I said, he does an amazing job of differentiating all of these rich characters. There are goddesses of the river. There are ghosts. There's regular humans in the police department. And like I said, the way what's his name? Let me get it. It's Thomas Nightingale, Detective Chief Inspector Thomas Nightingale, is very posh. He's from old money, and he just sounds so smooth. He's older, and like I am totally like attracted to him. Like, it's weird. And I love the way he sounds in the book. And he's not in there very often because it really does focus on Peter, and Peter, you know, hooks up with some of the other underground people to try to, you know, he has to kind of hobnob with the underground and monsters and, you know, other people, like his own connects and stuff like that. And maybe one of the girls, I can't remember her name. I haven't read the last books in a while, and I have a few more books to continue. But I believe the computer girl is the Indian British woman, and I think he spends a little bit more time with her. And so anyway, it's a great series. It's a step above just a regular urban fantasy, which I love, but it's so rich. He just really, Ben Aronovich does a really good job of just building out a fully realized world where, like, let's say if you stood inside the world and look, let's say if it was a virtual world and you turned around 360 degrees and start looking at different places, whereas other stories would have like blank spots or facades up, like his buildings, when you go into his buildings, they're completely decked out. That's the best way I can explain the world of Peter Grant. It's just an amazing series. So that's The Rivers of London, and the first book is called Rivers of London. The next series, I am so glad, it's another one of those series that I would never have gotten into, because the covers are the kind of covers that I hate. But it was part of that short run Audible Escapes thing that they had, where you can just get any book, unlimited romance, and it was like $8 or something like that. And I just happened to pick up one of the books, I don't know why. And the first one is called How to Date Your Dragon. And it's by Molly Harper. She writes, and it's a whole series. I think it's like 4 or 5 books, like 4 books and a novella. It is funny, it is romantic, it's sweet. I hear a lot of people in the romance community call sweet guys who are like they're super buff and strong and protective, but they're just complete and sweet and soft on the inside for the women that they love. Cinnamon rolls or cinnamon buns. That's how all of the guys in this series are. So let's see. Let me read what it says here. Anthropologist Gillian Ramsey's career has taken a turn south. Concerned that technology is about to chase mythological creatures out into the open, how long can Sasquatch stay hidden from Google Maps? The League of Interspecies Cooperation is sending Gillian to Louisiana on a fact-finding mission. While the League hopes to hold on to secrecy for a little bit longer, they are preparing for the worst in terms of human reactions. They need a plan, so they look to Mystic Bayou, a tiny town hidden in the swamps where humans and supernatural residents have been living in harmony for generations. Mermaids and gator shifters swim in the bayou. Spirit bottles light in the front porches after twilight. Dragon lights a fire under crayfish pots. Lillian's first assignment for the League can be her last. Mystic Bayou is wary of outsiders, and she has difficulty getting locals to talk to her, and she can't get the gruff town sheriff, Bale Boone, off her back or out of her mind. Bale is the finest male specimen she's seen in a long time, even though he might not be human. Soon their flirtation is hotter than a dragon's breath, which Bale just might turn out to be. So they obviously end up in love. It's a romance, so it's not a spoiler. But he has a friend group, and they all like tease each other really nice, and it's one of those books where you kind of, I don't know, form like a parasocial relationship with them. Like, I feel like when I go back and listen to the Mystic Bayou series that I'm visiting my friends, it's another one of those kind of books, or book series. And so as the series goes along, like, so Bael's best friend then dates another woman that comes into the town for whatever reason, and it goes on like that. There is like an overarching situation going on with this, I don't remember, it's like a breach that's the kind of the reason why people have been drawn to Mystic Falls in the first place, and or Mystic Bayou. There's another book I read that has a Mystic Falls. It's like vampires and werewolves and stuff live there. But anyway, so that's kind of why there's all these supernaturals that are drawn to this place anyway. And so that's kind of a backdrop situation that's going on. But then obviously there's a mini drama in each book, and then that's kind of the backdrop to the friendships and the romance. So it's a wonderful series because it has all of that going for it. It's not just a romance. It's romance, mystery, friendship, overarching stuff, supernatural stuff, small town ambiance, the silly, weird neighbors that you get in a small town situation. There's this place where there's a diner where the person who runs the diner just knows what kind of pies that you need, and even if you come in there and say, I want a peanut butter cup pie or something like that, like I want a peanut butter and chocolate pie, and she says, no, I'm gonna give you lemon meringue, and you're just like, I wanted peanut butter. You eat the lemon meringue and like you feel better. It's like a natural antidepressant or something like that. So little stuff like that, quirky things like that. There's grumpy people. There's it's full of it has the cozy mystery vibes that I like, where the town is a character as well. So I love this series. Again, Mystic Bayou series by Molly Harper, Amanda Ranconi, and Jonathan Davis. I think do the narration for all of the books, and they're great. So the next series is a cozy mystery series. This one has 6 primary works, and I think there's a there's a novella. Caitlin's world changed when she learns that she was found as an abandoned baby and adopted by her American family. Now, her search for answers take her to the tiny village of Tillyhenge, where a man has been murdered by witchcraft, and where a mysterious shop selling enchanted chocolates is home to the local witch. Soon, Caitlin finds herself fending off a toothless old vampire, rescuing an adorable kitten, and meeting handsome aristocrat Lord James Fitzroy, not to mention discovering that she herself might have magical blood in her veins. When she's dragged into the murder investigation and realizes that dark magic is involved, Caitlin is forced to choose. Can she embrace her witchy powers in time to solve the mystery and save those she loves? So this is a perfect distillation of a paranormal cozy mystery. The kooky, crazy, like the vampire is kind of senile, and he doesn't have teeth, so he's not even good at being a vampire. He can't see. He keeps like turning into he's trying to help her. I think you realize in the end, I believe that's what it was. I might be spoiling it, sorry. But he's trying to help her, but he's just a nuisance up until then. I think she finds out she's related to him or something like that, and that's the reason why he's trying to help her. But like I said, he's kind of senile, and he's clumsy. This one has the handsome Lord James Fitzroy, and because he's not supernatural, there's probably going to be a lot of there are hijinks. I'm just saying in other paranormals, there's lots of hijinks to try to keep that person from knowing that you are, that the main character is paranormal. Anyway, so this is perfect. There's the chocolate shop, there's a little love thing going on, but she's got to keep him in the dark. There's a murder, there's like hijinks, there's the English countryside, even the little kitten. So perfect, cozy, snuggle into it, listen to it while playing Two Dots or Toy Chest or whatever. I can't never remember the name of the games that I play. But it's like a toy game, Toy Blast, I think it is. And I play Toy Blast or scroll Pinterest while listening and relaxing after my crazy kids have finally gone to bed. Perfect evening for me. Now this last book, it won the Hugo Award. Did not know that. It's pretty old. It's 2002. I don't know what to call this. I would think this is a speculative science fiction. So let me read the description. Oh, I don't think I said what this is. Neanderthal Parallax is the trilogy by Robert J. Sawyer. Hominids is the first one. So let me read the description for the first one. I wonder if the whole Parallax has... Oh, the whole series has a description. Let me do the overview of the trilogy. In a parallel world, Neanderthals survived to the present day, while humans died out. Now a bridge is opened up between the two universes, and Ponter Bodit, a Neanderthal physicist, is whisked from his reality and ours. Robert J. Sawyer's innovative series has received a Hugo Award. Okay, so then the first one, Neanderthals have developed a radically different civilization on a parallel Earth. A Neanderthal physicist, Ponter Bodit, accidentally passes from his universe into a Canadian underground research facility. Fortunately, a team of human scientists, including expert paleoanthropologist Mary Vaughan, promptly identifies and warmly receives Ponter. Solving the language problem and much else is a mini computer called a companion implanted in the brain of every Neanderthal, a computerized guardian spirit. However, doesn't eliminate cross-cultural confusion. Permanent male-female sexuality, rape, and overpopulation are all alien to Ponter, nor can it help his housemate and fellow scientist back on his world, Attiker Hold, when the authorities chow Attiker with his murder. In the further book, Humans was last, I think, but Hybrids, they actually talk about what it would be like to join the books. I wonder if we knew in 2002 that humans were carrying some DNA of Neanderthal already, and what is it, Denisovan man? I don't know if we knew that in 2002. So if we didn't, and in I think the second book he was talking about hybrids. I think that's the second book. No, it's number 3. That makes sense. That would make him, Robert Sawyer, a pretty, well, a lot of science fiction writers are that way. Look at Gene Roddenberry and a lot of the stuff, his flip phone, just the way that a lot of science fiction people imagine the world, a lot of those things come true. And so, anyway, it's interesting to think about that. I'm not going to Google it right now because I'm kind of rambling right now at this point. So, those are 4 more series that I have enjoyed that are not, super new. They're really old. Like I said, the Neanderthal Parallax is from 2002, but they've stuck with me. I've really enjoyed them. Let me know if you've tried any of these books. Let me know if any of these sound interesting. Let me know if you have some great examples or some favorites in these same categories, just different ones that you've picked up. I'd love to find another series that already has like a nice backlog that I can just get into and just completely devour. I would love that. Let's let the end of this video's emoji be a piece of chocolate in honor of the Bewitched by Chocolate series by H.Y. Hannah that I talked about early on in this video. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel or ringing the bell if you want to see more of my videos and be alerted to when I upload. Be easy on yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Missy! Missy! Say bye! Say bye! Say bye!